Did you know you have the power to change your life? It all depends on your beliefs. If you have limiting beliefs, you limit yourself. I'm Becky Beach, and I'm here to help you overcome your limiting beliefs so you can design your dream life. This is the Becky Beach Show. Hey everybody, welcome to the Becky Beach Show. I'm Becky Beach, and today's guest is Keritan Shelby. He's a travel hacking expert and credit enthusiast. We're so happy to have you. Tell us about yourself.
Thank you for having me, Becky. I'm honored to be a member to speak on your platform to present a couple of topics about your audience. So I still work my 9 to 5 as well. I'm a software engineer. Got my bachelor's in computer engineering in 2016. And like 5 months, 6 months into my job, I realized I hated corporate America.
Mm-hmm.
I found out really quickly that I won't really have the freedom that I would like to have. Now I'm not afraid of working. I always worked hard to get to where I am right
Mm-hmm.
now. Never afraid of that, but I realized it'll lead to a dead end pretty much. So while I was at my job, I always looked up ways to become financially free, retire by 60. Eventually it became retire by 30. Then it eventually became how to just create passive income to quit my job quick.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so to make a long story short, my first business was doing real estate, buying and selling houses. And while I was in the process of trying to figure out how to do all that good stuff, I eventually stumbled across business credit. 2019. I always thought about I'd do that as a business, but I wanted to focus on real estate. And then in 2020, whenever COVID hit, I saw an opportunity that I couldn't pass up. And I was like, okay, now's the time for me to get into the business credit space. So I didn't bring up travel hacking or credit,
Mm-hmm.
nothing yet, because I wanted to focus on business credit, but people kept coming to me for credit repair. Now, I'm like, okay, let me add on the credit repair side of doing things, even though it's got a bad, like, negative connotation to what it is.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and did that. And in the process of like, because that's in a 2 year span, I also learned about travel hacking. I always love credit cards. I
Mm-hmm.
know how to use them the right way. I like them to use them for points and learned how to travel hack, get approved for credit cards, remove the inquiries like it never hurt you, manipulate the credit profile and credit score to boost it as soon as you go apply for something that way you can get approved. If you don't get approved, learned a lot of stuff. So that's the short spiel of how I got into this space, pretty much.
No, that's amazing. I can relate. I was also a developer for American Airlines. I worked in 20 years in IT. So I hear you, that it's kind of a dead end job. It is eventually you'll develop carpal tunnel syndrome or need hand surgery because you're coding so much. So that's really great that you're getting out of this, and you're like stumbling upon other ways to make money online so you can quit.
Oh, I did not know that about you.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, that's what I was doing for my full-time job. I've quit a year ago and I've been doing my business full time since, and I've grown
Oh,
my income to 50,000 a month. It was 50,000 months last, I mean, 50,000 last month. So
congrats.
when I was working my full-time job, I was making like 10 to 15,000, but I grew it because I quit. I have more time to devote to my business. So it's like, so when you quit your job, you just have so much more time, to work on your business because you want to, but it's like, but of course you need to be making money while you're working. But when that's
Yeah,
that way you have a safety net where you know you're going to make money when you quit. You don't want to just start your business and quit. It's better to have a business, like a side hustle, like have a job on the side and then grow your business. And then once your business overtakes your income, then you can
exactly.
quit your job. Because my business started overtaking my income. I was only making like 5,000 a month take home pay. Like I was paying for retirement, like 401k and benefits.
That's exactly how I am right now.
Yeah, yeah. So you have like benefits and you're contributing to your 401k, but on the side, you're growing this business, like mentorship, you said, and like credit, like counseling and all that, and like and teaching people how to travel hack. So I also got this credit card recently. It's a Citibank Mastercard, and it's like for American Airlines because that's where I worked. I've
Okay.
always had this card for a while, and I started, spending money. And when I spend money, I get points. Is that what you mean by travel hacking, or is there more to it?
It's more to it. That's the main. Let me see what's right word. Make sure I get my words right. That's the main concept to spend money on the cars, get the points. But with there's different methods of travel hacking. You have the credit card churning, what people talk about churning, and then the status matching portions of it, and then transferring the points to different airlines and hotels. And you also have the vouchers that a lot of people have. They either sell those or you can build a relationship with an airline worker and get those. So it's like 4 different components to travel hacking. Well, it all requires decent to good credit to get approved for those credit cards. Really don't care about the size of the limits when it comes to that. Main thing is going to certain websites to see which credit card is offering the high sign up bonus right now, and then applying for that credit card whenever it does offer get that sign up bonus. Offer like either all time high or close to the all time high sign up bonus, and then getting approved for it, and then meeting the minimum spend on it to get all those chunk of points. I forgot about one more thing. That's manufacturer spending. So all that goes into travel hacking. Manufacturer spending is a portion of that too.
Mm-hmm. So somebody watching, like a father or a mother or somebody else like listening, like how could they build their credit up and be able to qualify for these cards?
Yeah. So your credit profile is made up of 5 key components. The first thing that makes up 35% of your score is your payment history. Now I'm about to backtrack because you got different scoring models. You have Vantage scoring and FICO scoring. So depending on the institution, they are going to look at either your Vantage or FICO scores.
Mm-hmm.
So every credit card company, mainly mortgage institution as well, they look at your FICO scores. Barely anybody use Vantage score to approve you for anything. Some industries do, but some don't. They're also rolling out a new scoring model recently. Well, not recently, in the next few months or in the future. That I went at a credit conference a couple months ago. They were talking about that. But anyways, and a lot of those vendors use FICO scoring 8, the FICO 8 model, especially for credit cards. So reason why I want to roll back, because a lot of times Vantage scores weighs payment history way more than FICO,
Mm-hmm.
or vice versa. So you have to know which model, what bank is going to use. That way you know where your credit score profile needs to be to get approved for whatever you're applying for. So just want to backtrack that. So payment history 35%, credit utilization about 30, you know, the total number of accounts you have on your credit profile. Then the average age of your open accounts makes up about 10%. And then you have the number of inquiries on your report, which makes up like 5%. So you can have and then there's another thing called thin and thick profiles. So a thin profile means that you have about 2 or 3 accounts on your credit reports. And it's not a mixture of different accounts. So if you have thin and thick profiles, you can have an 800 credit score by barely having any accounts on your profile. And you can also have an 800 credit score by having like 20 accounts on your profile. That matters a lot too when it comes to the debt to income ratio and also the computer algorithm whenever you're applying for certain accounts. Whenever you're applying, if this is your mother or father, you want to try to build up your credit profile. This is something that a lot of people get confused of too. A lot of people that I've seen whenever I'm doing consulting or credit repair, they have like a mortgage, student loans, and a few credit cards on their profile. And they also still have some credit building products on there too. Whenever you have a lot of unsecured cards, let's say like with just a few Capital One cards or a few Chase or a few any credit cards, and either in an auto loan on your credit reports, you do not need to get any credit building products at that point. If you don't have anything, you don't have any credit to start off with, that's when I would recommend a couple of credit builder cards, like a secured card or a Chime or Self, Credit Strong, any of those, or either all 4 if you wanted to build up your credit profile. And then as soon as you get approved for a credit card, like with American Express or at any major bank or a credit union, I will stop getting credit builder products because their main purpose is for you to just boost it or rebuild it. And once you get approved for any one of those and a few auto loans, don't use anymore. So at that point, that's when you just start building and getting a lot more credit cards, and being mindful of the debt to income ratio. So I'm gonna stop there because there's probably a lot to unpack.
Oh, yes. Well, thank you for sharing all that. So, like, so for someone who doesn't know, a FICO score is you're given this score by several credit bureaus, and it's a total score. And I think a guy used to have a very, very low score. I couldn't even qualify to get a car when I graduated. My score was so low because I got a credit card at 18, and I like went hog wild and like spent it. It was like $5,000, and I spent it, and I didn't have a job at the time, so I couldn't pay off the credit card. So my credit went kaputski, and then I couldn't get a car or anything. I had no credit. So, but after 7 years, you're forgiven from your credit. So if you have some bad marks on your credit report, don't worry, because with time it will repair itself. Because you could, it just takes like 7 years, isn't that right?
Yeah, it's 7 years for it to fall off your credit reports. Then depending on the state that you're in, you have what's called a statute of limitations. And based off the statute of limitations for that state, or if it's an oral, written, or promissory count that you have, after that time frame, they can't sue you for it if you didn't pay it.
Oh yeah, and also you can dispute because they have
Yeah.
like their 30 days, and if they don't, follow up your dispute, then it'll fall off automatically. So if you have some old, payment, like say you were young and stupid at one point, and you like spent all this money, on the credit card, and now you're like more wise, you can always dispute it and see what happens. They could have sold it to like this credit, like shark that would, like, those credit sharks that call you all the time and just bitch
Oh
at you
yeah,
all the
the
time and
collection
try to
companies.
get you to pay
Mhm.
your credit. And I remember one time there was this credit card. It wasn't a credit card company. It was like one of those places I was talking about. Well, they kept calling me and saying they thought my name was Milo. So they said, Milo, you got to pay off your debt. Because I think someone named Milo had my number before. So they would call me like all the time. They would say, Milo, you got to pay your debt off. And I go, I'm not Milo. I'm a woman. My voice is kind of deep, like a man's. I'm 6 feet tall. Like you saw how tall I was at FinCon.
Yeah.
Well, I'm really tall, so my voice is like deeper. So they say, I think this is Milo. I think you're just playing me. So the guy said, I said, no, I'm not Milo. I tell him, I swear to God, I'm not Milo. So he just kept calling me and telling me to pay my debt, and I think someone in Milo had my number. So that's what happens. These credit card companies, they'll sell your debt to like another company, and then that company will just consistently call you because when they finally get your money, that's when they get paid. So that's why they'll keep bothering you.
And if anybody's in that situation and you're getting bombarded by those debt collector companies, you can just send a debt validation letter and a cease and desist, and they'll stop them doing that. And also, the debt validation letter is actually going to try to validate the debt. And if they can't validate it, then they'll delete it and they'll cease all the collections on that.
Oh, that was smart. So just send a cease and desist letter to them and have them stop bothering you.
Because that's a part of the FDCPA. So you have the rights to have them stop communicating with you, bombarding you any given time. And if they still do it after you send it, then that's a violation. You can actually sue them and get $1,000 for every violation, and also get it deleted from credit reports.
Oh yeah. But it's just so important to have credit. Like there's some people like Dave Ramsey that say that credit's not important, but it really is, because you can't get a house, you can't get a car, unless you pay for cash. You got to pay for cash for everything unless you have credit. And like hardly anybody can afford to like save up like 200,000 or more for
That's
a
true.
house, And so
Yep.
with credit, you can get it, even though you don't have as much money.
Yep, that's very true, especially in today's economy with the inflation, how everything is going. Yeah, it's only like the top 5% of in that category they can pay for something like that. Majority of everybody else, yeah, they do need credit for that. So you're right. You just reminded me of that actually.
Oh yeah, because they're always saying like the Dave Ramsey and his like other people that work with him. He's always saying, "Oh, you don't need credit," because I think he has no credit himself, and he just pays for cash for everything. But if you do that and you don't build your credit, then yeah, you just can't afford. You can also get these bonuses like Keritan was talking about. You can get like airline miles, because I got like over 100,000 airline miles because I kept using that card to
Yeah.
buy everything. I buy my groceries with it. I pay my bills with it, and over time I rack up airline miles, and airline miles are really expensive nowadays. because COVID's, fixing to be over, so all the airlines are back in service. Like I remember during COVID, I was working for American Airlines and nobody was traveling because everybody was scared to get on
Yep.
airplanes.
Yep. And that was the perfect time. I made a post about that too during COVID. Right, that was the perfect time to apply get almost any credit card. So they're offering all-time high sign-up bonuses because those airlines were just begging for people to fly. So
Mm-hmm.
the demand was low. They were just giving out all-time high sign-up bonuses and higher than normal bonus points. And if you apply for the card, that was a perfect time because I don't know, I pretty much apply for any card, pretty much, just so I can spread it everywhere. Unless you just want to hone in on a certain airline or a hotel to get status with them. That's like a perfect for that's a spike word. Plan, yeah, that's a plan somebody can follow. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but you can because a lot of these airlines and hotels they have promotions too. You can rack up points without flying. Like you were saying, you put all your spend on just the American Airlines credit card. You can do that. You can also stack the points too by signing up for free, what they call it. It's almost like Retail Me Not or Rakuten, where you can sign up the shopping portals. You can sign up for the shopping portals, and then you can go.
Yeah.
It's like coupon mom. So you can just go and sign up and say, "Hey, I'm about to shop at Nike." And if I shop at Nike, you activate it. You buy something online using the credit card that you link. And if you do that inside the American Airlines shopping portal, you'll be able to get the airline's miles on top of the points you're going to get on the credit card. So you can stack up a lot of those miles that way to either hit the airline status or just get more bonus points without you even flying. So that's
Oh,
something.
that's amazing. I also got a Marriott card because I stayed at a lot of Marriotts. So FinCon was at a Marriott
Yep.
and I got points for staying there. And so I usually stay at a Marriott or also have a Hilton rewards as well. You can open up or even restaurants. There's like those, what's that restaurant? Landry's. Yeah, Landry's. They have like a reward system where they give you have to sign up for this credit card and you can get points and you get like a birthday reward. So you get a free birthday meal. And there's a lot of places that will give you these rewards. And what's like the best site to find the rewards? Did you mention it? I can't recall.
The site is uscreditcardguide.com.
So US credit cards.
uscreditcardguide.com. I like that one. I always go to the points guy a lot.
The points guy. So US credit card guide. Yeah, we'll have links in the show notes. So yeah, there's all these. I'm looking at it right now on my computer. I have another screen. So I see there's all these different, rewards. There's like a 150,000 offer on here.
Mhm.
There's like so many different ones. There's even a PayPal cashback MasterCard. So you can earn cash back in your PayPal. And Amazon has a cashback, and Target has a cashback. You get like 5% cash back. And a trick that most people don't know is you can open a registry with Amazon or Target, like a wedding registry or baby. And then it can even be like a false one where you don't have a baby and you're not married. And you just open a registry. And after like a set period of days, everything on the registry is a percentage off. I think Target, they get 15% off. You could stack that on top of the Target card. So you get 20% off your order. Like say you want to buy a TV and you can't afford it, you can get 20% off, and that's pretty good.
I didn't even know that.
Oh yeah, that's what my sister and I do. We'll open up registries. Like they probably think we had like 10 babies by now. I go, these
Oh.
women are having babies.
Not having paper, just getting discounts. Oh, there's a lot of hacks like that because that's really good. That's really good.
Oh yeah, that's great. So what was the other one? The points guy.
Yep, the points guy like that, uscreditcardguide.com. And then on Reddit, Reddit is r/ either credit cards or churning. I have to go to Reddit. When I was first learning it, I was on Reddit a lot. And then I had paid a lot of money for mentorships and then other programs to take it to the next level, so to say.
So there's a lot of free information on Reddit, and also YouTube probably has a lot of free videos. Like, don't you have your own YouTube channel?
I gotta start shooting videos.
Okay, so you're just still working on that.
Still working on it. Hmm.
Yeah, you definitely should. Like you have a really great online presence. Like you probably should start doing that, to get more followers. Because like yeah, YouTube is the way of the future. You got to start putting videos out there because more people like to watch videos than they do, or even listen to podcasts than they do like viewing written content.
That's true. That's true.
So what would you suggest to people? Like, say someone's listening, and thinking, well, if I open up all these credit cards, like when I go into a lot of debt, like how could they manage their debt with all these credit cards they open?
Perfect answer. So the main reason why I got into this space too, because biggest thing was teaching people financial literacy and how to manage credit cards and build wealth without pretty much like from where I'm from, everybody just want to either play sports or sell drugs and dope. That's the only way that they think that they can make it in life, pretty much. So one of the things I always wanted to do was create like a STEM program. Since I'm an engineer, either do that and also show them like all about other ways to invest in the stock market, real estate, and all those things. Way before it became popular nowadays, ever since COVID happened. I want to do that since 2017, 18-ish. So say all that to say, proper money management. You won't go into debt as long as you just, let's say that you already spend the money on groceries and you're already spending money on gas and utility bills. You just convert, you put all that spend that you're already doing, just put it on the credit card. And then as soon as it posts, you just pay it off. And another thing that you do is just good financial discipline habits is to either create an account, another checking or savings account, say this checking or savings account is for mainly my credit card bills. So
Mm-hmm.
as soon as you go ahead and you spend the money on your credit card, say, okay, I'm gonna use this money now to pay off my credit card. You can also, if you have trouble keeping track of that, use apps like Mint or Personal Capital. There's a couple of companies that I made at FinCon that's really good too. But I'm still investigating how they work. Uh, you can use to just keep track of your everyday spend. At the end of every month, you do want to be positive in cash flow. That's a habit that we all want to eventually get to. And making sure that you don't overspend. And then, because if you have credit cards, a lot of people think they can just spend it and max it out. Do not do that. You can only spend the money that you have in your checking account. And a good habit to build that I remember for somebody else that I had got is to never count your chickens before they hatch. Meaning, if you are expecting a paycheck in the future, and you can say, "Hey, I'm gonna get paid next week or next Friday, so I can go ahead and I can spend money on my credit card now. Then as soon as I get paid in the future, I'm gonna go ahead and pay it off." Don't do that. That's a bad habit to get. I've done it before. It's a bad habit to break. So if you cannot get into that habit ahead of time, that's perfect. Just if you can just spend money that's on your checking account that you already have right now, and do not use credit cards to expect like, hey, I'm gonna pay it off with future paychecks, and you'll be fine. Um, Another thing, if you are already, because a lot of times to meet the sign up bonuses, you have to spend the money. So it's like $5,000 within 3 months, X, Y, and Z. If you don't if you have a big purchase coming up, then yes, you can use the credit card to meet that spend in order to get get those sign up bonus points. If you don't have the funds or have no big purchase coming up, then you can do what's called manufactured spending. That's a whole lot riskier. Now, if you have a high risk tolerance, I can go on that. But if you don't have a high risk tolerance, let's not do that. Let's be safe. And just spend the money that you already have coming up for bills.
That is so smart because yeah, you can quickly get overwhelmed. But if you're a homeowner, there's always a big purchase. Our air conditioner went like just totally just like went kaputsky upstairs, and we were like in the heat. This is Texas heat, dude. So we were like sweating so much, so we had to pay cash, and luckily we have like some cash saved up, so we were able to pay to get it, taken care of, or we could have used a credit card, but But what I ended up doing was put it on that AA credit card, so I can get airline miles, and then I paid cash to pay for the credit card immediately because we had the cash saved up in a bank account. We have like a savings, so
Right.
then I immediately paid the card off. So we got points, and plus we got our air conditioning fixed right away because we have a warranty company, but they just give us all this hassle, so we're thinking of canceling it.
Yeah.
But if you pay cold hard cash and with a credit card or even cash itself for a service, then they'll do it right away. Like they're not gonna like bitch out you or anything. You're gonna get it ASAP. You can't mess around when you're in Texas heat and you have a child, and you can't sleep because it's too hot. You can actually get heat stroke.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could all die, of course. You get overheated. Like I was waiting in line yesterday. I went to South Lake. There was like a meet and greet with this author, and I was outside in the heat, and I started feeling heat stroke real quick because it really gets to your skin. My hair was just all wet when I got back. I had to go take a shower when I got home because my hair was all wet from the sweat.
Oh man. Yeah, we're going to
Yeah.
Walt Disney. So I'm going back to Orlando.
Oh, Orlando. Yeah,
Oh,
we were at FinCon. That's how we met.
yeah.
And like it was like super hot. Like I went to Epcot the first day that I was there, and it was like really hot and like humid, and it kept raining too. It was like storming the whole time. Did
Thank
you
you
go to
for
Disney Springs or do anything fun?
I did not do anything fun, so I'll be doing something fun this week when I go back. And you reminded me to bring my rain jacket because I would have forgot.
Oh, you're gonna go to Florida?
Yep,
Oh, what for?
going to Disney World.
Oh, awesome! Like, why by yourself? Or are you gonna bring your family? Or
I'm bringing so also the girl that I'm dating. She's actually going there for a surprise. I don't know when it's going to be released. So I'm not going to say what the surprise is for one of her friends. So, and I was supposed to go to San Diego for a traffic and conversion summit, a marketing conference, the week after next. But I couldn't find any hotel room, so I said, you know what? I'm not going to go to that. So let me see if I can just go with her back to Orlando, and she's going to Disney World on Wednesday. So I said, okay, so I'm gonna go back to Orlando instead and go to Disney World. So I'm going with her. First time going, never been to Disney World before.
yeah, you should open up a Disney Visa because I have a Disney Visa, and you get 10%, off of every purchase $50 or more. So if you go to a Disney store and you like spend over $50, you get like 10% off because if you pay with that credit card.
Mm-hmm.
So it's always good to see where you're going, like a theme park, or like Disney, and also Discover works at Six Flags. Like there's a Six Flags near me, and if you open a Discover card, like Discover card gives you like 5% cash back, but on purchases at like Six Flags you get like a percentage too.
Mm. Look
Yeah,
at that.
so that works that for like theme parks as well. Like anything fun you want to do with your family, like check out, maybe this credit card guide or what was the other one? Like card guys, you said?
It's on Reddit, r/ credit cards.
Oh,
And the
okay. So it's a
points guy,
Reddit credit
points guy.
cards.
Because the
Oh,
points guy is
points
good.
guys. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah, the points guy. I like that blog a lot. I go there a lot to get updates on things that's happening in the credit travel hacking space, travel space in general.
Yeah, you can stack points. Like one of my favorite stores to go to is Kohl's, and they always have like a 30% off. And if you don't get that in the mail, because they send you like a discount in the mail, and if you end up getting like a 15% or 20%, you can just look online and find the latest 30% off code. And sometimes they even have a 40% off code, but it's very rare. It only happens a few times a year. And you can get money off at Kohl's. You can also stack it. If you have a Discover card, you get 5% cash back. You can just stack it with that for shopping too. So you can use these credit cards for shopping. I can also have this other store card. It's like a Loft card for Loft and Ann Taylor stores. Like this is good for women. Like those are really nice clothes, and they're usually very expensive. Like they want $60 for like a shirt. So if you go there and you use your points, you can get like 40% off, and you can get like money back. So you can spend on the clothes, like you get this clothes credit or this, it's called Loft Cash or something.
Mm-hmm.
So you can use that to buy extra clothes, for free. If you spend money, you can get money back in clothes. That's if you like to shop there a lot. But now I'm just using my AA card. I no longer use that card for clothes. I rather get airline miles to travel instead because COVID's
Mm-hmm.
going away. So it's a lot easier to travel. And they took away masks in airplanes now. Because I flew when you had to wear a mask, and it was just horrible.
I don't have a preference. I don't care about wearing masks. I don't care about not wearing masks. But lately, I haven't been wearing masks at all. So
Oh, you're used to it.
yeah, I'm not. I'm just used to not wearing them, pretty much.
Yeah, during COVID, there's actually some places if you didn't wear a mask, I heard it happening in like Home Depot. If you didn't wear a mask, then they would actually stop you and make you leave the store if you weren't wearing a mask.
Yep.
Yeah, so again, there's just so like what reiterating what we were talking about. There's just so many different cards you can sign up for to get points. So if you have a big purchase coming up, or you just want, you can just use it to pay your bills. But yeah, make sure you pay it off each month before the interest rates, because the interest rates will really hurt you. Because that's what happened to me. Like I had this credit card when I got it when I was 18, and in my early 20s, I had really horrible credit, and I couldn't even get a car. So I ended up getting this dumpy ass car that was like $2,000. And it kept breaking down. Like every week it broke down. I had to pay more, more of the car's worth to fix it.
Yeah, yeah. I got one like that right now outside in the parking lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was forced to buy a new car. So I don't like, but yeah, yeah. I ain't gonna get into all
Oh, yeah,
that.
yeah. So if you don't have your credit good, then you can't get like a nice car. Because now I drive a Lexus. It's like a leased vehicle, so I was able to get a good deal. I pay like 450 a month, and that's for like a brand new car.
Mhm.
And it's like I think it was a 2021. So that's why I drive nowadays, because I worked up to get my credit good. And I did not have any financial literacy growing up. My dad, he would live paycheck to paycheck. He was a teacher, so he would get paid once a month, and he would spread his money the whole month. And he tried, but he would like end up pawning things. So I
Mhm.
ended up having to pawn my flute. I was in band. My dad pawned my flute, so I couldn't practice. And at the end of the week, he would get it back from the pawn shop, because you could do like a loan where you
I
pawn
know.
something and get
Yeah,
money.
you reminded me. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that
you
happened
used
to
to
me
do
a
that
lot.
too before.
That did happen to me before. You remember? Yeah. Oh, you bringing back some memories now. Yeah, yeah. My family was pretty much the same way. I don't think it happened frequently, but it was like when times got rough, they'll either like loan out, pawn shop certain things.
Or you can donate plasma. Like if you're really low on money, you can get $50 really quick if you donate plasma. There's all these plasma centers.
Yep, I remember that. Hmm.
Like that's a good way to get $50 if you're just, because my dad, he needed to feed us, because we were just living paycheck to paycheck, and he was like getting loans all the time, and he would donate plasma. And then I started donating plasma in college too, because like I didn't have any money in college at all. Like I was walking everywhere. I didn't have a car then, and it was just really, money was so tight growing up.
Yeah, yeah, I can relate. I didn't find out about selling plasma until like when I was working my job.
Yeah, yeah. If you're really like in dire straits, then you can always donate your plasma.
Yeah, yeah, but it do happen sometimes. I Same way. I didn't never had money growing up, but in like my household, my grandma growing up was like the person who had all the money. Now as I get older, I see that wasn't really a lot, but compared to where it was at, it was. So if it wasn't for her, I don't know where I'd be.
Oh,
Yeah, she's still alive, but yeah, I'd probably be. I don't know. I don't know what I'd be doing right now. But yeah, struggling, trying to figure out, hey, we gonna pay the light bill this month, or we gonna pay the water bill. Which one want to be without this month? Then like
oh,
whenever
that
the
must be
lights
hard.
go off or the water go out, yeah, whenever the water go out, the hot water heater don't work, we'll get a big bucket and fill it up on the sink, then heat it up on the stove, and then take the pan into the bathtub and use that for hot water. Yeah, a lot too. So,
Yeah, that's been hard.
but
Well, you
looking
gotta do
back,
what you gotta do,
oh
when
yeah.
times get tough.
Mm-hmm.
So where can people find you, Keritan, so they can learn more about you and what you have to offer?
Yeah, you can find me on social media. So my handle is Keritan, Keritan on all social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, on LinkedIn, but I barely post on LinkedIn. Have a YouTube channel. You just search my name, it'll pop up. There's no videos on there at all yet. I'm in the process
Yeah, you
of
got to get some videos, man.
all my videos is on Instagram. So I'm gonna have to. I got some stuff created, just need to be edited. But anyway, that's another topic. So they can find me on there, and anything related to credit is with my company, JMS Consulting Firm. So if you need business credit, credit repair, all that kind of things, you can search that business. All that's being done on there. Also, for travel hacking related purposes, don't have a course created for that just yet, but I am in the process of creating a mentorship. So the mentorship consists of learning about credit, how to build your credit profile, building business credit, going over using trust to pay no taxes, setting up estate plans, life insurance policies, doing the infinite banking system,
Hmm.
properly establishing business credit, and the travel hacking. So all that goes into one. So I'm in the process of creating all that too.
Oh, awesome. Well, this has been great. Thanks so much for being on today's show. And I'll have all of Keritan's information in the show notes at mombeach.com/podcast. So definitely check out Keritan's Instagram. He's got 8,000 followers, and he talks about like financial related topics such as like money and travel hacking and all that. And he was a speaker at FinCon. He talked about travel hacking, so he's an expert. Okay, well, thanks so much again, Keritan, for being on today's show. Have a great day, everybody. Goodbye.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for listening to the Becky Beach Show. Please go to mombeach.com/podcast to learn more about my podcast and for show notes. If you want a 2022 free printable goal planner, please go to mombeach.com/subscribe. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Have a great day. Goodbye.